The fattest baseball players who destroyed everyone might surprise you with just how dominant they really were. When most people think of elite athletes, they picture lean and muscular bodies. But baseball has always been different. Some of the greatest players in history carried extra weight and used it to their advantage. These players didn't let their size hold them back. Instead, they turned their mass into pure power and became legends. Let's start with the most famous heavy hitter of all time. Babe Ruth stood 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed 215 pounds. That might not sound huge today, but back in the early 1900s, Ruth was considered a big man. He was much larger than most players of his era. Ruth started his career as a pitcher and was incredibly good at it. He helped the Boston Red Sox win 3 World Series championships as a pitcher. He even won an ERA title in 1916. But Ruth's real fame came when he switched to hitting full-time. Ruth changed baseball forever with his home run power. He hit 714 career home runs, which was a record for many years. His single-season record of 60 home runs in 1927 stood until 1961. Ruth also had a career batting average of .342, which shows he wasn't just hitting home runs, but getting hits regularly. His weight helped him generate incredible power at the plate. The extra mass gave him momentum when he swung the bat. Ruth proved that bigger players could dominate the game in ways no one had seen before. Fast forward to modern times and we see Sabathia. This left-handed pitcher stood 6 feet 6 inches tall and weighed around 300 pounds. Sabathia was one of the heaviest pitchers in baseball history. Many people thought his weight would hurt his career and make him break down quickly. They were completely wrong. Sabathia pitched for 19 seasons in the major leagues. He had 13 straight seasons where he pitched at least 180 innings. That's a huge workload for any pitcher, especially one carrying that much weight. Sabathia won the Cy Young Award in 2007, which goes to the best pitcher in each league. He helped the New York Yankees win the World Series in 2009. Sabathia finished his career with 251 wins and over 3,000 strikeouts. He became only the 3rd left-handed pitcher ever to reach 3,000 strikeouts. His size actually helped him on the mound. The extra weight gave him more momentum in his delivery, which helped him throw harder. Sabathia showed that heavy pitchers could have long, successful careers if they took care of their bodies properly. Then there's Bartolo Colon, who became a fan favorite across baseball. Colon was listed at 5 feet 11 inches and 285 pounds. Fans called him Big Sexy because of his round build and surprising athleticism. Colon had one of the longest careers in baseball history. He pitched for 21 seasons, which is amazing for any player. The average baseball career lasts less than 6 years. Colon pitched until he was over 40 years old and remained effective. Colon won the Cy Young Award in 2005 and was a 4-time All-Star. He won 247 games in his career and struck out over 2,500 batters. But Colon became most famous for something that happened late in his career. At age 42, he hit his first career home run. The moment went viral because nobody expected the heavy pitcher to hit the ball out of the park. Colon played for 11 different teams during his career, showing that his skills were valued everywhere he went. His weight never seemed to slow him down or hurt his effectiveness. Prince Fielder carried on a family tradition of powerful hitting. Fielder stood 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed 275 pounds. His father Cecil was also a heavy hitter who played in the major leagues. Both father and son ended up with exactly 319 career home runs, which is an incredible coincidence. Prince Fielder was a 6-time All-Star and won the Home Run Derby twice. He also won 3 Silver Slugger Awards, which go to the best hitters at each position. Fielder's weight helped him generate tremendous power at the plate. He hit 319 home runs and drove in over 1,000 runs during his career. His batting average was .283, which shows he could make contact as well as hit for power. Fielder proved that modern training and nutrition could help heavy players stay healthy and productive. His career showed that size could be an advantage rather than a problem for power hitters. Jonathan Broxton was an intimidating presence as a relief pitcher. He stood 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighed 285 pounds. Broxton pitched primarily as a closer, which means he came in during the most pressure-packed moments of games. His size made him even more intimidating to opposing batters. When a hitter stepped into the box against Broxton, they saw a mountain of a man who could throw over 95 miles per hour. Broxton was a two-time All-Star and saved 118 games during his 13-year career. He struck out 758 batters, which shows his effectiveness on the mound. Broxton gained weight from high school to the majors, going from 250 pounds to 285 pounds. This weight gain coincided with his development as a power pitcher. The extra mass helped him generate more velocity and gave him a psychological edge over hitters. Batters knew they were facing someone who could overpower them physically. Frank Howard was nicknamed the Capital Punisher and was one of the most physically imposing players of his era. Howard stood 6 feet 7 inches tall and weighed between 275 and 295 pounds, depending on the source. He was described as one of the most intimidating players in baseball history. Howard was much bigger than most players of the 1960s and 1970s. His size made him stand out even more during that time period. Howard was the National League Rookie of the Year in 1960 and became a 4-time All-Star. He won a World Series with the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1963. Howard led the American League in home runs twice and in RBIs once. He hit 382 career home runs and drove in over 1,100 runs. Howard was famous for hitting some of the longest home runs ever seen. 3 seats in the upper deck at RFK Stadium were painted white to mark where his home runs landed. His size gave him incredible power that few players could match. Finally, there's Dimmitri Young, who was known as Da Meat Hook. Young stood 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed 295 pounds at his heaviest. He was the third heaviest player in baseball history at that time. Young's peak weight came during some of his best seasons. He was an All-Star in 2007 and won the National League Comeback Player of the Year award that same season. This shows that his weight didn't hurt his performance when he was properly conditioned. Young played for 13 seasons and was a 2-time All-Star. He had a career batting average of 292 and hit 171 home runs. Young even accomplished the rare feat of hitting 3 home runs on opening day in 2005. His nickname, Da Meat Hook, referred to his powerful swing and his ability to drive in runs. Young showed that heavy players could succeed if they managed their weight properly and stayed in good shape. These players proved that there's no single body type for baseball success. Each of these men used their size as an advantage rather than letting it hold them back. Their extra weight helped them generate more power when hitting and more velocity when pitching. Modern training and nutrition allowed them to stay healthy and have long careers. They changed how people think about what a baseball player should look like. Baseball has always been different from other sports when it comes to body types. The game rewards skill and power more than pure athleticism. These heavy hitters and pitchers showed that talent comes in all shapes and sizes. They became fan favorites not despite their weight, but because of how they used it to dominate their opponents. Their success opened doors for other players who didn't fit the traditional athletic mold. The legacy of these players continues today. Modern baseball still features successful players who carry extra weight. They prove that dedication, skill, and proper conditioning matter more than having a perfect physique. These giants of the diamond will always be remembered for showing that different can be better.